Hey, good afternoon, guys and gals. Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm in front of the camera today. Yeah, it feels weird being in front of the camera. Yes, good afternoon. This is Spirit Journey, and today is Friday. Yes, hello, Friday afternoon. April, was that 21st, 2023, and the time 5:26 p.m. Hope you all are doing well. Yes, I hope you all are doing well. I Boy, I wasn't planning on doing a live stream today, but I feel very ah, internal, I feel like introspective. And I just want to express myself right now. And I was motivated to do the live stream based on this video that I'm watching. It's my computer desktop is right in front of me. And I was thinking about my life, and when you have to make decisions, and I was thinking they were talking about channeling, and I said, well, they had a channeler speaking, and I really couldn't get into this person. I'd never seen them before. And let me try to speak up louder because the mic is kind of far from my face. Yeah, it's a bad habit. I have a soft voice. I have to remind myself, I have to project. Okay. So, anyways, I said to myself, maybe talking to a channeler uh, to try to answer some questions, and definitely, meditation on my part. But let me just, I want to explore certain things. And so I typed in the word on Google, on not Google, YouTube, um, black channelers or African American channelers. And I got like two of them. And I was curious, so I started watching one of them. I put in a playlist of two, one male, one female, blacks. And I'm listening to the first one, the guy, and the man's name is Kevin Blackwell. Very interesting. I want to find out more about Mr. Blackwell. He's being interviewed, and they asked him about his life. Um, and he shared, interesting aspects of his life. But in particular, what stood out to me was um, they were asking questions about the um, they wanted him to do a channel right then. First they interviewed him about his child and all that, and then they asked for him to do a channeling for them, and he seems to specialize in the people who he channels are spirit beings like Mary Magdalene, Buddha, and the like. And one of them, I think it was Mary Magdalene, and she says something to the effect about Mother Earth, and that kind of opened up my attention to something. And that's why I'm doing this, decide to do the video, this live stream. I'm concerned about, um, I often hear that, and I have used the term Mother Earth before, part of my programming, but I, I I think it means something differently these days to me. Now, questions that I have about that, the term Mother Earth. Let me see here. Okay, I wrote some notes here. Okay. but I can't even read my own handwriting. That's embarrassing when you can't read. Yeah, I wrote something down on the little post-it pads. Okay, yeah, I need glasses for the. Um, let's see. Okay, yeah, there's different aspects about him that I want to talk about. Yeah, yeah. It seems like these days I need sometimes I need post-it pads. Okay, about the Mother Earth thing. Um, I have a problem with that, and I think this society has are faced with problems because it's a push to what they call the goddess, Mother Earth, and the like. There is a definitely an imbalance of the roles of male and females and spirituality. Uh, it's very, yes, I live in a society, I live in the United States, those who are watching overseas. I come from the US, I live in New York City, and yes, New York City has a lot of what we call New Agers, and or people who use the term, earthy people, and people who are in tune with nature. Um, it's used a lot, and I'm I'm concerned about the term, whether it's something, what's going on behind the scenes. Is it our friend or foe, this push to the Mother Earth? And part of the reason is a recent or a recent announcement. We have a mayor, Mayor Adams, and I know I look up a lot. It's a bad habit. See, when I'm off camera, I often look up. It helps me think. That's how I think. I look up at the ceiling. It's a bad habit. I'm not trying to be evasive or anything like that. It's just when I talk, I really get into. Oops. Oh, oh wow. My power. I'm doing a live stream and I have my plug-in because the energy was low. So usually I can do, if it's plugged in, it'll be enough juice for me to do um, a live stream. It was on 17%, so I guess maybe the juice isn't coming in fast enough, so I better talk fast. If it does it again, then I may have to redo the interview, do a part two. But either way, our mayor said that he wants to implement or introduce in New York no meat, no meat because of Mother Earth, and you don't want to hurt Mother Earth, you know. And then I started thinking. I mean, on the surface, it's supposed to sound spiritual, right? Some people are anemic, and they cannot get enough iron from veggies. Actually, I was a nutrition major. I have my master's in nutrition. And no, I don't know everything about nutrition, but one thing with like things like iron, that it's hard to extract the iron from plant-based items because the nature of the food, and it's not as bioavailable. But meats, red meats in particular, the iron extracted from it is very bioavailable. So someone who is anemic, they're better off if you it could be a good choice to have some meats in your diet. Okay, but it really turned me off. And the other thing that turned me off about our mayor of New York City, about going vegan, um, and if it's about to protect Mother Earth, what is Mother Earth um, thinking about with sorry? What is Mother Earth thinking about the trans movement, the people, the young, they're pushing in the United States and definitely New York City for young children, minors, to get a sex change operation because they're having questions about their body image. And they could be in elementary school at any age. And to put them in safe houses so they can run away from their parents, to have an operation. You can't even give in high school aspirin. So some little kid, 10-year-old, I want to get I feel like I'm such and such. What is Mother Earth thinking about that? What is it? Mother Earth created things, and doesn't Mother Earth know what she's doing when she birthed male and female, and the roles that male and female play in nature? Nature is very revealing, and I like going to the park and seeing nature at work. It's very, very relaxing. It's a whole system. Nature, when it's in balance, is quite beautiful. And I think Mother Nature is crying at the idea of children mutilating their bodies by some crackpot doctor. That's why I wanted to do doing this video. It really bugged me, you know. They're trying to alter so-called Mother Earth for a very artificial world, a very plastic world. They want to transform the natural order of things to something totally synthetic, because if it's synthetic, then it was what they call man-made. You know, they want to make everything man-made and not God-made or creator-made. They want to become gods themselves and create something plastic, hard, and I don't like that. Yeah, so it's a problem for me to hear about that. There's another thing that's problematic with the Mother Earthers, and it's that desire or movement. I think it's based on what's happening. Well, yes, this is a very male-dominated society that we live in, and many societies are male-dominated, which is true. But they want to usher in this goddess movement, and that's not the answer either, in my opinion. What's missing is balance. Balance is the issue. It's not about, it's like a titter-totter. You don't want it so far over to either degrees, and that's what's happening. Right now, everything's this ultra aggression, ultra male in government, and there's no real female element in government. You need both. And that's what's happened also in society with families. Here in New York City and all over the States, you have a lot of people, a lot of families that's run by a female head of households, and there's no adult male in the picture. The father of the kids are not there in that household, and that's a problem. And they're want to convince women that you're the superwoman. Now, nothing wrong being a phenomenal woman and to manage your own home. I mean, things happen in life, and sometimes, only a woman, let's say she's a widow, or what if there was a war and your husband died? So, yes, women could do many mighty things. But they want to convince women that you don't need men, and that's the mistake. And that's where the war and the battle, you can't battle, it's not good to battle yourself, because you lose. You need balance in life. You need the male and the female to come together in harmony. and it's not being done. And so when I'm hearing our mayor talking of trying to sound spiritual so he can try to push this movement, um, he's forgetting about, okay, you have Mother Earth being angry. What about Father Sky? You need both. This planet would die if there's no water. So Father Sky, Mother Earth, Father Sky, they both work in harmony. It balances out. You need both. You need both. And so that, oh, try to, okay, I had it. Yeah, because I have my monitor on, my computer on, and it's charging this iPad that I have. Okay, it was going dormant for a moment. Okay, excuse me. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about, this balance of between the gender. They're trying to make a gender war, and I really believe, like, I met a person the other day, this woman, and my instincts were right about certain things. Well, I didn't know I was going to want to talk about her. Um, Sometimes you meet people, and again, she's pushing in this. Never met her before, but as the conversation went on, what she wants, she's has a lot of interests, and one of them, she writes, and she likes to read a lot of books, and she likes to write essays, and she wants to write essays about women's rights and this and that. It's like a very 1970s woman. And I said to something clicked in my head. Like when I hear certain talks, and the person I was talking to, someone of Ashkenazi ancestry, her father's an Ashkenazi, and certain things that are promoted. And I know a lot of, in my experience, the people that I meet and things that I might read about, things over the internet, and it seems to be a push by some members of this old, background. Um, I know my sound, I don't mean to offend anybody. It's not my intent. I'm just talking about patterns and certain topics that are discussed, and it's being discussed around me, or I see it over the social media, or literature, certain historical things, like the women's movement, and I don't know. We had the women's rights movement in the 1970s, and who pushed it. And the thing that upsets me regarding this is I feel uncomfortable when, like, sometimes people try really hard to not feel that they want everybody to think that, or they want, I should be more specific. Let me be more specific. That they go out the way to try to convince Black people that they're not prejudiced. And the more they talk, the more it's like, why are you telling me these things? If you're with, let's say, someone of your own group, would you be talking to me about these things? So in particular, yesterday, here this person is 74 years old. She was raised in the South. Her parents are from the North, from Connecticut. Father did very well in business. And listen what she said, that her father had the largest business in this particular thing in one of the southern states. So they didn't bother him because he employed, or was one of the largest employers of that town. So they didn't bother him. And she shared with me when she was 4 years old and living in, she had visited Alabama, and she remembers it at the age of 4, and it was very traumatic for her because things she witnessed. At first, I didn't know what her background was, other than that she was from the South, but I did not know of her ethnicity. And she told me later on about her ethnicity, but I was intrigued that a white woman, a so-called white woman, is sharing this with me. And it's not the first that someone of Jewish ancestry opens up and um, may share certain things about Black people. And I'm wondering why the need of, I know who I am, and I don't understand why some of them of that community feels that they need to remind people that what they are. And she was even telling me, oh, you should read, like she is into literature and she writes a lot, and about Black authors and this, and it's like, why do they feel a need to, you know, if I almost feel like if I were let's say, a Chinese person, that she would say, oh, I like Bruce Lee, and, I'm into this karate, it's just like, no matter what, and then go on and on and on and on and nonstop, and I'm wondering, who are they trying, what are they trying to achieve by sharing with me? The whole thing was just focused on Blackness, and that's not where, why. I knew another Ashkenazi female. No, she was Sephardic. Um, she, she thinks she thinks her mother's from a Sephardic background, but she looks to me more Ashkenazi. But either way, she at least converted to Orthodox Judaism when she became an adult, um, to make it more authentic, her identity. Wow, I only have 5 minutes left. Oh wow, I don't have that lot of time, so I'm probably going to keep it shorter. But either way, let me just finish this thought. But she wanted to. She invited me to her home. I met her at this Chabad organization. I wanted to learn about Judaism, and then she invited me to her home. And in her home, she's, oh, I like Michael Jackson, and a lot of people like Michael Jackson. But I feel she's telling me that because of what I look like. And then she wants to show me. Remember the show, The Facts of Life, with Willis and I forget the other guy, the younger boy, and she starts imitating him. So everything is, and it might look innocent, but I think in nature is that they are uncomfortable because they're in awareness of what I am, and maybe their thoughts about people, Black people, and so it's like a cover of they being uncomfortable, and so they mask it over by saying something. Oh, I like Michael Jackson. Oh, it's always, that's all they see. See, people who are comfortable with themselves and with the people that they're with, people like to talk about themselves, so they're not going to be talking about me. See, I'm the focus to them because of what I am, and they're uncomfortable. And it's most likely that they're not around a lot of people outside of their own or a particular group, you know. So I would just say, be careful what you say. Ask yourself, if this person wasn't this particular gender, this particular so-called race or nationality, will you be talking about these topics? Why? Is it for their benefit or yours? Are you trying to impress me that how you feel about my race, or what you perceive about what you think that my identity is all about. Why do you feel a need to do that? Start analyzing yourself, because some people you're just going to offend, and you're going to get your foot in your mouth. You know, think before you speak of certain things, and why. You know, you might say just one thing, okay, then you move on to the next topic. Talk about what interests you, not because what the other person is. Talk about yourself. Talk about what interests you, what books you read, not because you're trying to impress me about something that you may not normally talk about. Talk about things that you normally would talk about, and that's about coming together. Yeah, when you talk to people about, when you ask someone about themselves, people like to, in general, talk about themselves. They want to talk about maybe their favorite foods, or what was life growing up, in a small town, or big city, and so it's not based on you, but in fact, someone who really loves themselves want to share with you, and that was what was lacking in some of these so-called white people or Ashkenazis that I meet. They're focused on what I am not, rather than what we share in common, or that, hey, I want them to know a little bit about, the other, about themselves, and so they share with me. That is a true sign of someone who respects you, because they want to share with you, right? Let's say you're going on a date. You want to share with that person what interests you. Yes, so you like pizza. Hey, let's go for a pizza. It's about coming together. It's not about, okay, I'm examining you and doing this and that, you know? That's the difference. Yeah, I'm hoping my batteries don't go off too soon. Yeah, I also wanted to talk about um, Young Pharaoh. He's a YouTuber, Young Pharaoh, and I he got mugged about 5 days ago. He's from upstate New York. I think Buffalo, New York. Yeah, Buffalo is very controversial these days. That's where that shooting happened about a year ago. He lived a very challenged life, and those of you who don't know his story, a very, um, he did get did jail time, no, prison time for I think about 3 years. But it transformed his life. He was only 16 when he got in, and he seems to be, he is who he is. He doesn't try to be anybody else, and he made some good and bad mistakes. But again, he's young. He's now 29, and he has a YouTube channel, and he became controversial to some audiences, and so he was invited to speak on this conservative organization. And when this particular group found out that he was going to be speaking there, he was invited there. He didn't ask to be there. He was invited by this conservative group in America, and it looks like they might have threatened that organization, and so they had to tell him they had to uninvite him. And a lot of things were going on. And I think they also pulled his YouTube channel, but he has a new one out. And I just found out that he did move from New York to Texas, and some things happened to him. He got mugged. He was coming home with someone around 6 o'clock, 6 or 6:30 in the morning, and this person that he's bringing to his home, they were never there before. They didn't know where he lived, but waiting for him was an ambush. 3 men with I think you call it assault weapons. Those warlike war, those those weapons that they would probably use in the military. Guns from the military type of thing. 3 of them and they were waiting in ambush for him, and they robbed him. And why I wanted to talk about him, yeah, he was going through an awakening. Um, I understood, I felt I understood him. He started questioning. Here he moved from Buffalo, New York to, I think, Austin, Texas. And here he does things for the Black community. He has given, I think, hundreds of thousands of dollars. He makes a lot of money, I guess, through his channel and other things. He also does music. But he said he's given a lot of music, I mean, a lot of money, and he teaches about the Lord and all this stuff. He services the Black community, and why would something like this happen to him? And I've had thoughts like that for myself. I've done volunteer work within the Black community, and to be bitten by your own. And so his awakening is, hey, is his existence all about just helping one type of person? And so I feel for him, what he was getting at was that he wants to transcend this concept of race, even though we live in a very racialistic country. But I feel what he's really getting at is that he wants to transcend that. It's not all about race. It really isn't, even though I'm talking about race right now. Somehow we have to, when I say you, I mean myself. But I think all of us, we have to transform this program, what we're programmed to think about others and ourselves. Anybody could get mugged. Anybody could dislike another person for whatever reason. But we're being instigated, I feel. We're being taught to hate and mistrust everyone, and that's what seems to be happening. People are afraid to open the door. If they do, you've heard over the news that some people have lost their lives because they accidentally went to the wrong house, or they went accident in someone's driveway, and someone got killed. We have to come, we need both parents. Mother Earth, yes, but there's also Father Sky, or whatever, how the arrangement goes, or who's the male and female. You need both. You need both these days. We're hurting, all of us. I'm hurting. I'm trying to make sense of this world, this society that I live in. I don't understand what's all this about. We're a rich nation, but we're thinking poor. And part of this poverty is the state of the home, that it's only run by one head of household. You need two. You need the negative and the positive energies. And we need to come together for us to be successful. We need it. We need to come together. Okay. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to talk about. Get the glass. Yeah, I just have a few minutes, but if I'm done or almost done, let's see. Yeah, I talked about Pharaoh, Adams. Yeah, the Mother Earth. Yeah. Oh, of course. Okay, I can finish up this one thing about the channeler, the Black channeler. His name is Kevin Blackwell, and again, he's a channeler, and he shared his story growing up. How he got into it, and what he learned about his experience. Now, he was introduced to channeling initially at 16, had an experience, and then he had to process everything. Like 2 years, he left school. He went into school early. He skipped 2 grades. At 15, he entered college. And then in college, he had a spiritual experience, and he left school for 2 years. And then he comes back and says, okay, let me just, I don't understand this spirituality stuff. Let me get into the business world. And he graduated from school, and he entered the business world. He did what was expected of him. He got married, had kids. And it fell through. It wasn't working for him, and then he goes into, he eventually becomes homeless, and he has a breakdown, but it was really for him to awaken, and then he feels he got the calling to go, to go into channeling full time. So he was invited to go to Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada, and then he had a successful business in doing channeling for 4 years, and then boom, he gets an illness, and his life fell apart. And then he asked the question, what happened, you know? And the answer was, basically was that the beings that he was channeling said, oh, I'm sorry. He said that he misunderstood at the age of 16 what the channeled beings were all about. He thought that because these beings that he channeled, these spiritual masters, that they wanted him to become a spiritual master, like the Buddha and Mary Magdalene and etc. All these famous people from the past. He says, no, that was not your calling. Just because someone of a particular caliber, of occupation is talking to you, doesn't mean that they want you to talk to become like them, but in essence, to have your own journey. But we're just happy that you're able to hear us, and we just want to recognize that we see you, and I'm glad that you can see us, and we just sharing with you. That's all. We weren't asking you to be us, and I thought that was very, very interesting, because see, a couple of years back in 2015. I had my first ayahuasca sessions. I had a total of 4 sessions in 2015. But I said to myself, if I'm able to get a breakthrough by using this medium of ayahuasca, as ayahuasca is a plant medicine, it opens up your third eye, and it makes you see things, It's not addictive, the ayahuasca. It's not like some, like cocaine or something like that that becomes addictive. It's nothing like that. I'll hold my camera. Okay. Okay, I have my monitor in front of me. It was going asleep. Okay, so so I told myself, well, if I get a breakthrough with this, then maybe I'll do this for a living, doing ayahuasca. And I did not have a breakthrough. But listen to this man, this Kevin Blackwell from the U.S. He's a channeler of black, African ancestry. Very interesting man. He said his job is to be himself, to be in the moment, and not necessary to choose these things in life. And I thought, wow, I felt it was speaking to me, because here I thought, hey, if I do this ayahuasca, maybe, if I get something out of it, hey, do this for a living. Because again, I'm searching also. I'm trying to find purpose in my life. What purpose is there in life? I've been to different places. I've had many occupations, and trying to find where I fit in. But like what he's saying, it's not about your calling, but just enjoy yourself. Not in the selfish sense, but see, a lot of people don't like themselves. They're not secure in their being, and maybe life is all about enjoying your own company, enjoying, the moment that you have. And so if you're always thinking, okay, I have to go aim for this or that in life, get this job, have this wealth of money, then you're searching outside of yourself. And I think that's where he fell. He fell in the business world. He was a genius, but it wasn't for him. And then to find out the other things that he thought that he was to copy the path of the of the Buddha, of Mary Magdalene, and all these other uh, beings that he channeled. And they would just say, no, that wasn't what we were trying to, that we weren't implying that. But just recognizing your existence, and you realize that was, the message really is to enjoy yourself. I think that's amazing, you know. So yeah, I definitely want to do some meditation tonight to get some answers. And again, yeah, I wanted to possibly um, uh, hook up with a channeler um, to find out some things that I'm questioning about my life. If it works, it works. If someone could add insight.
A groundbreaking electric lighter that uses dual-arch plasma beams to light anything in seconds.
Hey, hi guys. Yes, this is Spirit Journey. Yes, my batteries just conked out, but I was just about finishing anyway. Yeah. Um, I guess in short, be yourself, be you, enjoy your body, your mind, soul, and spirit, okay? And the answers are not necessarily outside, but this joy is actually resides inside. So take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.